Craft some items, level up, and get stuck deciding which perk to spend your perk point on, because today we have another Day R video. If you're in the early stages of the game and you want to know which perks are the best to have and which ones to prioritize, then you're watching the right video. Today's video is about which perks I think are the best perks to have in the early game, and I'll also give you the details that you need to see if those perks fit your playstyle. I'll also be making separate videos about the best mid-game and late-game perks to have, so remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new, so you can get any new content. And with all that being said, let's get into it. So for me, whenever I'm starting a new game, the most important perks are the ones that increase your general survivability, ones that help with getting experience quickly, and also ones that make life just a lot easier. So let's first talk about the perks that increase your general survivability. Lead Skin is a must-have perk that you'll keep for your entire game because each level makes you resistant to one level of incoming radiation whenever you're looting towns or receiving radiation from the environment. The Mule and Truck perks are good for general survivability because the more you and your vehicle can carry, the better prepared you'll be all around in general. Tactic is also a must-have perk for fighting because it restores your action points faster during battles, so you can attack more often. The Lucky Devil perk has saved me a handful of times because instead of taking a fatal hit, it sets your health to 1 HP, letting you survive one more hit. This can give you the chance to either flee the battle or to make that final hit on your enemy. Now, some of the perks that help with general survivability are also good for getting experience faster. The Hunter perk increases damage against non-mutant animals, and killing animals is a great way to get experience in the early game. The Crossbow is a great weapon to have in the early game, so having the Crossbow Expert, Crossbow Range, and Poisoner perks can be a great place to sink some perk points into. This being said, once you're in the mid to late game stage, you'll probably trade these crossbow perks for better perks, but a good crossbow in the early game is very helpful. If you use the Hunter and Crossbow perks to hunt animals, not only can you get a lot of experience this way, but you can also sell butchered animal parts to the NPC camps for a decent amount of currency, of which you can then use that currency to buy items you need, such as tape and sugar. Finally, there are a bunch of perks that I think make life so much easier for the early game players. Starting with Energetic. This perk permanently increases the max amount of energy your character has, which is super helpful when you're looting towns or crafting a lot of items. Scavenger is also a must-have perk because it increases the amount of components that you find when looting. This saves you time in the long run and helps to prevent running out of critical items. The Butcher perk is also one of my favorites because it increases the amount of resources when butchering carcasses. This is especially helpful because you can make a decent amount of currency from the NPC camps when you sell them animal parts. The Angler perk is a little situational, but I want to throw it out there because it helps increase the amount of fish you find. I don't know about you, but I'm always running out of bone glue, so having another good source of bone glue can be pretty helpful and important. Now, there are a few perks that reduce the wear on different items, but out of all those types of perks, I think the most important one for the early game is saving on weapon costs. You will be constantly using melee weapons and crossbows starting out, so making those weapons last a little longer can save you a bunch of components in the long run. And the final perk that I'll suggest for early game players is the Magic Touch perk. This perk increases your crafting speed so you don't have to spend as long making different items. Basically, anything that has a crafting time bar is affected by this perk. This is one of those perks that you'll get more and more use out of the further you get into the game, so it's helpful to get it as soon as possible. And those are all the perks that I suggest early game players to eventually get. They're very helpful in terms of general survivability and also just making life a lot easier in the harsh wasteland. Now, remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see similar videos because unfortunately that's all we have time for today. Also, big shout out to the players Game Reaper and The Meh for helping me brainstorm ideas for this video and the 2 future videos. If you want to see more videos in the same playlist, then check out the link down below in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one.